Somewhere above the city lights, you're falling in love. Still aware, you know it is true that you are lost and this is a clue. Love is forever, love is forever. To believe you gotta let go. Light as a feather, light as a feather. Lucid dreaming over Tokyo. Love is forever,
Hello there, I'm Artistic Gamer 7 and I'm back with another Creative Sim video in The Sims 4. This is the fourth part of the Elements of Nature's series. It's a little mini CAS series that I am doing here on the channel. This one is the element of Earth. So with her, just like the other ones, I tried to make sure that she did not look like my Earth element sim from the Four Immortal Sisters, which I definitely say she is definitely the most different compared to her. But then I also took things that, like, this site that I was reading had said somewhat about, like, Earth dominant type people or whatever. And with Earth, it talked about how they were very stable, sturdy, they had good resolve. They tend to be very use the word bulky, but it said not necessarily as in like weight and flabby. It's usually muscle mass, and they tend to have very heavy, thick bones and muscles, and tend to be strong and reliable and things like that. So I took a lot of those things in consideration. I also said that a lot of times with these people, the skin tone tends to be darker and have more of a earthy feel to it, or not feel, but look to it. So I did make her skin tone darker compared to all the rest of them, and I went with her and stuff like that. So, and I actually really liked how she turned out. She was actually the first one I made, technically, but the way I did the ordering of these videos was based off of the way that I did the group pictures. So that's why she's actually fourth, even though she was the first one I made. And she's probably one of them that ended up being my favorites. I'd say her and probably Water are my two favorite ones. But, so I took all the things, like, just from, like, what I've known sort of through the years and what the site said, and trying to keep away from looking like the Four Immortal Sisters. I used all that to make this lovely sim. I definitely wanted to make her seem easygoing, because it talked about how they tend to be easygoing, they're down to earth, and things like that. So I definitely wanted her casual look to be like super casual, especially compared to the rest of them. So I just wanted her to be in something that was really nice, comfortable, and cute all at the same time. So I definitely was like looking through, and I couldn't decide, like, at first, did I want it, like, I was thinking I wanted to give her shorts, but then I was like, well, I don't know. But in the end, I did actually give her shorts, and then I gave her some sandals, because I didn't think she'd be wearing a pretty thick shoe. For one, you know, she is the Earth sim, so, you know, she'd probably want to be something thin, light, something that lets her be a little closer to Earth. So I definitely went with just sandals on her, which I think turned out really... I used white just to sort of tie in her necklace that she has, because she does have white on her necklace, so I do try to tie that in. Plus I thought some of the other colors that were closer to the color of her shorts and jeans were just sort of muted, so I wanted it to stick out with that. Now with her goddess look, of course, like, she is the more easygoing, more casual one out of the five, but for her goddess look, I still wanted her to look really, really beautiful and gorgeous. So she still has a dress. They all have dresses for their goddess looks. And I definitely went with the green, because when I think of Earth, I think of browns and greens. Those are the two main ones that I thought of. So, I gave her the green dress because I thought it stuck out a little bit better. Plus, there's not many brown dresses. So, at least not really elegant, gowny, pretty ones, that is. I did forget to give her her eyes at first because I was doing eye overlays, because I stuck with the same eye overlays for all of them. Just gave them, it was the same eye but different colors. So of course I gave her green, which I love green eyes. I think they're so pretty. But and for her, I gave most of them like a headpiece to wear with their goddess outfit. And with her, I was like, I don't really think, not only with her hairstyle, but just with her in general, I don't think a, like, headpiece would necessarily fit her. I did try some just to see what they look, and like I thought, they didn't go with her hair too well. Ended up going with just the single flower, because, plants and things like that come from the earth and stuff like that, so I figured it was the most fitting. And I also think it looked the prettiest, so that's what I went with for her. Now, if you haven't seen the previous videos, there is going to be a playlist, so you can go check those out. But the everyday wear, I was treating more like how they would look, every day, of course, but like just their casual selves and how they would sort of walk around. And then their formal look was like their goddess look, like their representations of the elements. They sort of are these magical people that keep the balance of the elements, so secretly that's who they are. So that's what I went with, their goddess look. And now with her, I did struggle with her necklaces, because most of them wanted to glitch in to her neck or shoulders. Some of them didn't look as bad, and I sort of fooled with her neck a little bit here and there just to try to see if I can get some to not look so bad, because I wanted to put a necklace on her. But I think it's partially because I made her like super muscular, because of the fact that it talked about earth dominant people having muscles and being very strong and being very sturdy. So I definitely wanted her to have muscles. So whenever I made her, which the skin that I picked for her, because most of the female skins actually do not show muscle tone very well, which is sort of annoying in some ways, because, you know, you have real people in, like, females in real life who are very muscular. They're in that, like, bodybuilder type path, but they still look really pretty and still have these lovely faces. So I wish there was skins that, you know, showed off muscle a little bit better. But the one I chose for her showed it off the most, and also still kept with the skin tone. But, now with her traits, I gave her active because of the whole fact of being, muscular and things like that. Outdoors is almost a no-brainer. And the ambitious was the fact that, they're very reliable. They're there to help and they're for people. But I really liked how she turned out. Like I was saying earlier, she is one of my favorites. I hope you like how she turned out as well. If you did, please hit that lovely like button and subscribe to see future Create a Sim episodes and the last of the elements of nature coming up very, very soon. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you are. Share the video, all that goodness and stuff. All of my Sims 4 playlists will be down in the description below, so you can go check those out.
With the music still in your ears, you're on